I'm about to present to you a plug-and-play AI offer that you can sell to local businesses for upwards of 10 grand, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. The first thing we have to identify is what's a good market and what is a bad market, and why local businesses, okay? So what makes a specific market or niche good? And by the way, the market and niche that you choose is by far the most important decision that you're going to make in your business. The market that you choose and the problems that you decided to solve for that market. The more painful the problem, the more important the problem you're solving for them, the more you're going to make in return, okay? And so what makes a good market? You want to make sure that the market is growing and not dying. A good example of this is you don't want to go into the newspaper business, since that's a dying market. You're not going to make a lot of money there. You want to make sure that they're easy to find online. You want to make sure that it's at least 50,000 total addressable market, which simply means that there's at least 50,000 businesses. So, preferably here in the US. So you want to make sure that the market is big enough for you to find clients. You want to make sure that they are not broke, so that they actually have money to, because we're going to be selling these solutions for 10, 12, 15K per package. So you want to make sure that they can actually afford it. You want to make sure that it's not too saturated. So yes, realistically, you can win in any market, no matter how saturated it is. But especially in the beginning, when you don't have as much money to, leverage in your marketing, to run ads, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck. And the best way to do that is to get, a lower cost per booked call, a low cost per lead. And the only way you can do that is to go into markets where they're not as sophisticated and they're not as saturated, which is why you want to go with local markets. Okay. And you also want to make sure that you can predictably deliver results. And that's what makes a market good. Now, what makes a market bad? It's basically the opposite of everything that makes a market good. So for example, if the market is dying, like I said, the newspaper business, if they're hard to find online, and if there's less than 50,000 businesses in the US, okay, and if they're broke, that's probably the biggest one. Okay. And so that's what separates a good market and a bad market. And so brick and mortar businesses, or otherwise known as local businesses, are the best ones to target in the beginning. Why? Because these are real businesses that provide real solid value to the world, so they make the most money. Okay, these aren't, people who are looking to start a business, people who are, working jobs. These are real businesses who have allocated a budget towards marketing and they're willing to invest. Okay, so they have the most money. They're the least sophisticated, especially, I'm about to walk you through it, but especially home service businesses. So people that, like roofers, HVAC businesses, these people are focused on installing these systems, on, providing services to their clients. They don't have time to go learn ads, how to run content, learn about AI. So they're the least sophisticated and the least educated, which creates a gap that you can fulfill for them. And the last factor is that it's the least amount of competition. The truth is, going into a market like, let's say, HVAC or roofers or dentists, chiropractors, it's not as sexy as targeting online coaches, online agencies, high ticket businesses. And so that leaves not as much competition opposed to these other niches, which is way more saturated, which is not a smart choice to get into if you have limited amount of capital and if you're just starting out. Okay. And so what are the two different types of brick and mortar businesses, two different types of local businesses you can get into? Either home remodeling businesses or service provider businesses. And here's the difference. When it comes to home remodeling businesses, these are businesses like roofers, HVAC businesses, landscapers, plumbers, general remodeling, people who remodel houses, kitchens, bathrooms, whatever place they remodel, and a few more, okay, etc. And then you have service providers like chiropractors, dentists, law firms, realtors, accountants, med spas. The truth is, both, if you decide to target home remodeling businesses or service provider businesses, they're both great choices. Okay, I'd probably recommend in the beginning go with home remodeling businesses because they're probably a little less sophisticated and there's probably a little less competition when it comes to these types of businesses, but they still make the money, if not even more, than these other types of businesses. Okay, once again, these are all different niches, different markets that provide real solid value to the world, and they've allocated a specific percentage of their revenue or their profit towards marketing, and they're looking, everyone's hearing about AI. There's a huge demand for AI, so everyone's looking to implement it into their business. Okay, so there's a demand for it, and now there needs to be someone to fulfill it, which is why you want to get into these markets, not markets, agency owners, high ticket service providers. Especially if you don't have a personal brand, if you're just going to be doing direct response marketing, this is the only way to go. Okay, or this. Okay, and so that's why you want to go with a local brick and mortar business. But so what are the problems that they face? Okay, because the whole reason why businesses exist is to solve problems. Okay, is to create a product or service that solves a problem and adds value to someone's life. And once again, the more value you provide, the more painful a problem you're solving, the more you're going to get paid in proportion to solving that problem, okay? And one very important thing to keep in mind is you want to make sure that the problem you're solving is directly tied to how much money the business makes. So for example, if you go with, if you want to solve a problem, like for example, making the business better work clothes, better uniforms, you can't directly calculate how much more money that's going to make the business, okay? But when you're solving a problem like getting them more leads, nurturing those leads, building their brand, that's directly tied to the bottom line of their business, okay? So solve problems that have a direct correlation, that directly correlate to how much money the business makes. And so what are these problems? Well, every business needs leads, so generating leads, nurturing leads, because what's the point of being able to get leads if you're not reaching out to them, if you're not contacting them, ideally within 5 minutes? Super important. Systems to handle that for you, and also automating that process, okay? And so if you can combine this and solve these problems and turn it into an AI infrastructure offer, which I'm about to show you how that looks like, what that looks like, then you can sell it for, easily upwards of 8, 10, 15, 20 grand, depending on the problems you're solving and the market you're selling it to. Okay. And so what this looks like is every business has a current situation and a desired situation. And the ideal desired situation for 99.9% of businesses, basically every business in the world, is to get consistent high quality leads. Okay. And there's two main problems that need to be solved in between this gap to help them reach this desired situation. It's lead gen. So actually getting leads, how are people going to find out about their business, and also nurturing these leads. How are these leads being contacted and nurtured? Okay. And so we want to solve each problem in that gap, which is these two main problems, with a mix of different mechanisms and AI tools and systems to make it more appealing, and also fulfill the demand that they need to implement AI due to the current revolution, okay? And so what does that look like? This is what it looks like, okay? So for lead gen, the two main things you want to implement is AI creatives and meta ads. How are you going to do that? For AI creatives, there's a tool called arcads.ai. It's maybe 100 or 200 bucks per month, but if you close a client for 8 to 10 grand, then that's nothing, okay? Then it's very worth it, because Arcads allows you to use AI actors, basically AI UGC content, where you upload a script and you basically plug and play it into the system, and it's going to create a fully AI generated ad for you, okay? And so what is the value proposition for this? You're fully automating the process of them recording, scripting, being involved in creating the ads, okay, which is huge. If you can fully automate this process where they don't have to sit in front of a camera, where they don't have to record anything, then that's a huge value proposition, because they're going to make more money. These ads are going to get, be more efficient, to get a better cost per lead, and it's going to save them time. They don't have to actually go out their way to record it and script it. The next thing is, you want to run the ads for them. So, I'm going to talk about later how to actually what type of fulfillment team you're going to need for this type of offer, but running the ads for them. And, nowadays running ads is extremely simple. Back then, you did have to use, how to, choose the right audience, how to, which buttons to click within the Meta Ads Manager. But nowadays, I'm going to tell you 99% of the biggest factor when it comes to running ads is how good is your creative. Okay, and these AI creatives using this tool right here, it does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to making them appealing and intriguing. Okay, and so learning how to create a good creative, a good hook, and scripting the ad in a way that creates desire, and with a clear call to action, and then running those ads. Once you learn those skills, you're always going to be able to make money, okay? You're always going to be able to get leads. So creating AI creatives and running those ads for your clients is the first half of the offer. So now for the second half of the offer is the lead nurture offer. And once again, there's no point in you being able to get your clients leads and being able to generate them leads if these leads aren't being reached out to and called within 5 minutes of them opting in. That's why so many people go out of business, why they're commoditized, is because, they only run ads for their clients, and, you get leads for your clients, but now, your client doesn't know how to reach out to them, doesn't know how to, nurture these leads. And so it's not as valuable as if you solve each problem in the gap to make it inevitable for your clients to reach their desired situation, okay? And so the first half of the lead nurture aspect is a voice dialer, okay? For this, you can use tools like Synthflow and Vappy, but I'm going to show you exactly how to go about it once you close a client. Should you either, set it up yourself, learn how to set up these AI tools yourself, or should you hire someone who's already done it and allocate a portion of the money you got from your client to hiring a team, okay? So I'm going to walk you through that later in this video. That's the first half of it, and the second half of it is a CRM and lead nurture system. So things like email sequences, SMS sequences, systems that you build once and they're fully automated forever, okay? And the simple way to do this is to create a GHL snapshot, and you can just replicate it in every client's business, okay? And so what is this? You build the systems and framework once, Okay, you build it out once, the AI solution, and you're able to plug and play it, leverage it forever to solve problems for every client you ever onboard. Okay, and this is what leverage is. If you don't implement leverage into your business, it's going to take 50 years for you to get rich. So it's extremely, extremely important, and this is how you do it. Okay, you don't want to be charging 1 to 2K per month and then you're doing all the work every month. No, you want to build a system once that you can plug and play into your clients' businesses forever. Okay, and so these are the different phases of what it looks like when you're scaling your business and how it goes about automating your fulfillment. Okay, the first phase is you close your first few clients. At this point, you basically need to figure out and learn your fulfillment. And as you're doing it, you want to create templates and SOPs. Okay, standard operating procedures. What does that mean? It's basically a blueprint, a checklist of everything that needs to get done in your fulfillment. So that way, when you onboard team members, when you hire a fulfillment team, you basically already have everything that needs to get done, and you can train them on the templates and SOPs you already created. So everything's systemized. You want your fulfillment to be like a factory, like a conveyor belt. Basically, you have each client that moves through a conveyor belt, and it's the same process every time, and it's easily replicable. Okay, and that's the key thing. That's the key to making your business infinitely scalable. And so the second phase is you close more clients, and once you've closed more clients and you start making a lot of money, you want to allocate capital towards hiring a fulfillment team. Maybe not even making a lot of money. As soon as you get your first few $1,000 and you have decent profit margins, allocate capital towards hiring a fulfillment team. Okay, you want to outsource yourself as the founder. You want to outsource yourself from fulfillment as early as possible, because fulfillment is the least leveraged thing for you to focus on. You should be focused on content, marketing, sales, those types of things. Okay, things that drive the top line, the bottom line of the business forward. Okay, high level things. Obviously, you still want to be involved in it, still want to be, mentoring your clients, consulting them, or having oversight on everything. But I'd say, the most of the tedious things, setting up ads, setting up these systems, you should outsource that. Okay. And the third stage is you have a team hired and you want to train them on the templates and SOPs you created. So that way everything is systemized, it's infinitely scalable, and it's like a conveyor belt in a factory. So what does the actual structure of the fulfillment team look like? Well, the first aspect is the actual mechanisms and deliverables. We already went over this when I was talking about the offer, but you have the AI creatives, the meta ads, the voice dialer, and the CRM and lead nurture systems that need to be implemented into your client's business. Okay, but now what are the team members? What are the 8 players that you need to implement these systems into your client's businesses for you? Well, basically the person who's going to be taking care of the ad side of things, the AI creatives, and the running the actual media buying is going to be a media buyer. Okay, so once again, you want to go through the first few clients, the actual service delivery by yourself, so that way you create all the templates and all the SOPs from your own perspective, so you can see what actually needs to get done. And then you onboard these team members and you train them on the templates and SOPs and everything you learned from doing it yourself. Okay, and so a media buyer is going to handle this aspect of the service delivery. When it comes to the voice dialer and the lead nurture systems, it's going to be a systems integrator. Okay, this is someone who has vast experience in either Make.com, Zapier, and these AI tools. You train them on the specifics of it. You can help them, mentor them from a bird's eye view, and you watch as they implement it. Okay, and and as you scale, you can onboard more people to take care of each independent variable. For example, if you want someone, a creative director, to take care of the AI creatives, that works. If you want someone who specifically specializes in AI voice dialers, once you hit scale and you can afford them, then that works. But in the beginning, having these 2 team members is going to be more than enough to fulfill your service for your clients. Okay. After that, basically, these are the people who are in charge of implementing the hard assets, the hard systems into your clients' businesses. But who's going to consult your client and be there with them along the entire client journey? Okay, well, that's where a customer success rep comes into play. This is the person who's going to onboard your client and communicate with them and be there holding their hand along the whole process. And then you have a growth consultant. What is a growth consultant? Essentially, what a growth consultant is somebody who knows the ins and outs of the things you're selling and the things your clients need to be mentored on. Okay, so for example, in this instance, when it comes to this specific offer, someone who has vast knowledge in the things you're going to be implementing, who knows the client's business model and can help them when it comes to things like getting more leads, how to nurture these leads, etc. Okay, so it's just someone who can consult your client. In the beginning, you're the main growth consultant, but then you need to replicate yourself. Find someone who has the same knowledge as you, maybe someone who's running the same business as you, who's willing to join your team and consult your clients for you. Okay, and that's basically it. That's how you plug and play this specific offer into local businesses, selling it for upwards of 10 grand per package. And if you want to learn more how we can implement this for you and take care of all the implementation for you, you can book a free AI value call, first link in the description with me, completely for free, one-on-one, so we can talk about how you can take advantage of this enormous trend that AI is. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.